All right, we are live with Coach Schwartz, and Dougie Fisher at the Santa Monica track. It's hot.
No rope skipping because I got back issues. I'm getting better. I'm on the mend.
It takes time.
It does take time.
Okay, so I have JP has to leave pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions for JP.
All right.
Let me just turn it around.
Sure.
Which way do I do it?
Like that.
Okay, I'm going to be good on the camera today. Okay, so
Focus,
JP,
Dave.
would I like, tell me what the odds are on the Triple G fight and who you're betting on and what props you're betting on.
I'm taking Triple G just in a straight wager. I'm going to wait till the last minute because I think money will come in on Canelo. Triple G best price right now is minus 140, but I'm hoping it gets to even money by fight week. So we're about what? About
10 days away.
10 days away. 10 days away. A little more than, yeah. Yep. So we'll see. I'm going to fly out to Vegas Thursday morning before fight week.
Okay, and tell me about the 3 fights at StubHub.
Okay, so they
Saturday.
released the odds last night. This is going to be an amazing card. Get your tickets for StubHub Center this Saturday night in LA. So Inoue is making his U.S. debut. And
Are you excited about that?
I love the monster. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So he is about a 15-1 favorite over Nieves. We got a pick'em fight between Quadras and Estrada, which is very close, even odds at the books. And in the main event, La Revancha, the revenge, the rematch. Can Chocolatito get revenge over
Sorongvasai.
Sorongvasai, the
Here, I
tie?
had a question here.
Sorongvasai, he's a 3-1 favorite.
How about Canelo against Pacquiao?
Who would win?
Who would win?
Who would win, or what would odds be right now?
Too big of a weight difference.
That's a good question. Canelo right now. Yeah. Pacquiao.
Oh, Canelo would knock him out.
Canelo would knock him out.
For sure.
But we'll see. The next week is going to be interesting, Triple G and Canelo, because I think the one thing that I'm kind of writing off is Canelo by KO. I do think Canelo can win a decision, but we'll see.
Triple G's got a good chin.
He's got a good
It's
chin.
been tested.
He's got a good chin.
Supposedly never down in the amateurs or the pros.
I read something this week, 387 fights, I think it was.
Yeah.
387 fights.
Uh-huh.
No knockdowns.
Well, you know, I see it. I see it either in the 9th. It's gonna end in the 10th.
Yeah.
But I can see the knockdown from a body punch, either in the 9th or early in the 10th.
Okay, so just
The
to
body is that might be how Canelo can get to Triple G.
I believe that.
Just to hurt him to the
I
bottom.
thought Jacobs got him one time.
Yeah.
But I want to say that we went looking at, if you go with Coach's prediction there, the late rounds for Triple G to stop him is plus 750. That's $10 win 75 if you think it's going to be a late stoppage for Triple G. That's pretty good.
That is.
If you think that is a likely outcome. Another thing people are betting is Canelo by decision at 2-1 odds, plus 200. So it's going to be very interesting the next 2 weeks to see where the money goes offshore and in Vegas. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a great fight.
So when you fly up to Vegas, remember we flew up once for the.
It was a blast.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
We went to every single book because it was a limit.
Yep.
If you won too much, you'd have to report it.
And you won. Cotto Mosley.
Yeah, but
Coach won.
you got to win once in a while.
You got.
But what's the limit
That was
you
a
can?
dangerous bet.
I thought it was.
I liked Cotto in that
It was a risky
fight.
bet.
I think being in New York City was definitely that would have made me feel a little bit safer with that one because Shane, that was Shane's real last hurrah of sort of being the very tail end of his athletic prime. And I think he pressed just hard enough in the final rounds to get a draw score on a lot of the ringside press. Yeah. But I would have been nervous had I bet on Cotto.
It was close.
Well, I was so stupid I wasn't nervous, so it just was great. It worked out.
Cotto was at his peak. That was Cotto at his absolute best.
I loved
the year of 2007. He was at his absolute best.
That was almost even money. I thought it was a steal.
I think they pull out tax forms for 10 grand or more to win, but I'm not sure.
I think every casino has different rules.
have different
it seems
rules,
like.
yeah.
Remember?
Some are a little more Wild West than others.
That version of Cotto, that 2007, early 2008 version of Cotto, right before he fought Margarito, that would have been, in terms of a mythical matchup, Cotto versus Floyd Mayweather at 147 pounds in 2007, because they were both welterweights. They were both at the top of the division. That would have been very interesting. I'm not saying Floyd couldn't pull it out or beat him. Maybe he does beat him, but that would have been very interesting, giving Cotto's Olympic background and his boxing ability, but those heavy hands, and the fact that there was no wear and tear on his body at that point.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
At his peak, yeah.
You know, it seems that Freddie Roach wants a Cotto Triple G fight. I mean, he's talking about it.
Freddie's a fighter.
No, but I would take that fight
Once
too.
a fighter, always
Doug's
a
in charge.
fighter.
See you,
Yeah.
Coach. Doug's in charge.
Hey, we'll see you. Thanks for
See
coming,
ya.
JP.
StubHub Saturday. If you see Coach or Doug or I, come up and say hi. Tell us who's
Don't be
gonna.
a stranger.
Don't be a stranger. And tell us who's going to win. Canelo versus Triple G.
And we know who's going to win that fight. You
Like
don't have to
Triple G.
tell us. So anyway, Doug's on the shelf again. His back is getting better. He's on the mend. And anyway, having Tom Loeffler on earlier.
He's still here, folks.
Yeah, he's here.
Still running.
He's running, but that guy is.
No hat, no nothing, shirtless.
But he's so together. He is so
Crazy
together.
elements.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, he just. Wow, he's a very impressive guy in a lot of ways. So I have a question for you. So Carson Jones
cut the
last
ring off
night.
on me.
I thought Carson Jones, you know, he
Looked
looked
like
good.
Carson Jones.
Yeah, he did.
Reliable gatekeeper.
And he does remind
Tough
me
guy
of
with a lot of experience.
and a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
And you know the way he sort of budgets his energy.
Yeah.
He reminds me of James Toney, not as good, but
Well, that was smart against Margarito
Yeah.
because the whole thing is take him late because Margarito's going to run out of gas, and you know he's at that point of his career where A, he shouldn't be fighting, B, his punch resistance goes with it lessens
Yeah.
with every round, and really after the sixth round,
yeah, it was all over.
you could see it. Margarito had no physical strength, and his punch resistance wasn't there. He was hanging, he was holding, hanging on. He was trying to wait at the clock. He was trying to jab from a distance. He was trying to do everything but be Antonio Margarito, who he
Yeah.
can't be anymore at this stage of his career.
Well, he
So
was-
his corner was smart. They're like, we're
Yeah.
probably up on these scorecards.
Yeah.
We're not going to be in a couple rounds. In fact, we
Right.
might get knocked out in the next round or in the 9th round. So let's stop it here because we got the cut excuse.
Right.
It was caused by an accidental foul, which means if the bout is stopped because of a cut due to a butt or an accidental foul, then you go to the scorecards. Thus, the technical decision for Margarito because, hey,
Right.
they were in Mexico.
Sean Gibbons,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the whole thing.
Oh, always. Always.
So
Now go ahead,
I have a
Sean.
question about Carson Jones.
What about him?
Okay, can you tell me his record?
No, he's got a lot of fights for a guy
Yeah.
his age because he's from Oklahoma and they
Yeah.
keep him busy down there. And he's also one of these journeymen slash. I don't consider him a journeyman, by the way. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's
could
better.
be a
He's
fringe
better
contender,
than
really.
that, yeah.
But he's a gatekeeper. He's
Yeah.
a guy who tests guys, and you know, he will hop on a plane and fly to the UK and fight an up-and-comer over there. Sometimes an up-and-comer is dangerous as Kell Brook.
Yeah.
And he gave Kell Brook his first real gut check.
And how many times did they fight?
Twice.
Right.
Twice,
Okay.
yeah.
So what happened in the first fight?
First fight was a majority decision.
Yeah,
Majority
right.
decision won by Kell Brook.
Yeah.
And Jones came on very strong. And Jones trained in Big Bear with Abel Sanchez for that fight, just as he did prior to this fight, I believe. Had Ben Lira in his corner, a sagely old boxing veteran trainer from Southern California. So I expected him to look his best against Margarito, but he was a little bit younger and a little bit fresher against Kell Brook when they fought the first time. And he got in Kell's ass. Kell was kind of hanging on in the later stages of that fight. And then the rematch, Kell knocked him out in an over-the-weight bout. They fought it like in junior middleweight, which is kind of heavy for Carson.
So how many times has Carson been knocked out?
How many times has he been knocked out?
Or stopped, you know?
Stopped?
You guys still live?
We're still alive.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
man.
Wow.
Thank you.
Dave, here's your
Hey,
posters.
oh,
Oh, my
thanks a
God.
lot.
I'm going to get him.
Some in the back.
I'm going to get
I
him.
think
I'm
this
going to
is
get
one of
these
the best.
signed.
I think this is one of the best designs we've ever done for a poster.
Yeah,
That's
I
very
love it.
It looks fantastic.
Oh
you
my
see
God.
main event, then you got Inoue.
Wow.
He's a champion. You got Quadras and Estrada.
This cat
The winner
right
of that.
here, people, he is so great.
Yeah.
People say, Doug, who's pound for pound? I say, I'm going to give you my top 5 pound for pound. Chocolatito, 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 chocolatito. That's the top 5, fools.
I
And
think
if you don't know, it's because you don't know.
If he gets his title back, then I think he should be automatic.
They'll never let him back on there. Yeah.
I don't know.
We've
I
got
think,
an undefeated American up there right now.
Whenever you can.
That's
How
Well,
far
not
did
according
you,
to Teddy.
that's true.
That's his pass.
That's his pass, right? I got a European.
how far did you
dude
run,
with
Tom?
loss.
Today, just a mile. Only
a
Smart.
mile, and
Easy
it's so
today.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never
But I
have
was in the
humidity.
sauna for a half hour doing the
I'm
periscope.
going to try to get
before.
one of
right.
these things signed.
All
Nice.
right, I'll see you
man.
guys.
Okay, see you,
All
Tom.
right.
Take
Take it easy,
care.
Tom. Man,
Try to
Tom's-
be a little more relaxed, Tom.
Look at the decaf.
Put those
Tom.
up in the shop, Dave.
Okay, I will.
Wow. He is officially the best.
Yeah.
trainer, the best.
Wow, that's
the
a
best
nice,
promoter in the
yeah,
biz.
it's-
Yeah.
There's no close second.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how. He hasn't been knocked out often. I'm gonna say no more than 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Three?
Three times.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got over 30 wins, I believe. He's got more than 10 losses, and he's got probably his wins are probably in the high 30s, like
Yeah.
maybe 37 or so, 36, 37.
You're right on. He has 40 wins.
Oh, 40.
30 by knockout.
Oh, he can punch. He's a
He
good
has-
athlete.
He has 12 losses.
Yeah.
3 by being knocked out,
Not bad.
and he has 3
And
draws.
he fights everyone. If you look and see who he's fought everyone, and he's got some raw deals in there.
Yeah,
too.
and
There's been
sometimes
some-
he wasn't
well,
in
it
shape.
happened. It happened last night.
Yeah,
He got a raw
exactly.
deal right there.
But,
there you go.
But he has it where he went in, last minute, not in his best shape.
Yeah.
Fighting a guy in his hometown.
Yeah.
So what are the other 2 times he was knocked out?
Oh, boy, I have no idea who knocked him out.
Okay, when did he turn pro?
Carson Jones turned pro. Probably early 2000s. Like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, 2004.
Oh,
First time he got knocked out.
that's amazing that he has that many fights. He
Yeah.
turned pro in 2004.
Oh, and he looks good.
Yeah, he looks great. Yeah.
I mean, he also looks like that trainer that
Yeah.
changed his name. He trained. God, I think he trained James Toney for a while. The
Okay.
guy Muhammad. He was a fighter, real good fighter.
Shadid Saluki.
No. Guy. Anyway, he reminded me of him. Same shape, face, same body. Anyway, the first time he was KO'd
I've seen him go the distance with some tough
was a
guys.
guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him. It was in Cicero.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Oh, in Illinois?
No, I think it was in Cicero, a country. Is there a country, Cicero?
Maybe there's a city in Italy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it could
But
have
there's
been
also Cicero, Illinois.
Yeah, I
which
don't
is right
think it was
outside of
that.
Chicago.
Okay, Luciano Perez,
Oh, okay.
who, I don't know who he is, I didn't look him up, but he knocked him out February 17th, 2006.
Okay, so he was
Okay.
young. Yeah,
Okay, and
early.
then on August 25th, 2006, at the Arco in Sacramento, he fought a guy from the Contenders who knocked him out.
Who would have knocked him out? So this is in the Sacramento area, and one of the
Yeah.
guys who participated in the first season of the Contender?
Yeah. Oh, you know something? I might be wrong.
Oh.
I think I got it mixed up with someone else. Anyway, he got knocked out. Alfonso Gomez.
I was about to say.
Was he on the
Alfonso
Contender?
Gomez. Yeah, he was.
Okay,
First
so I
season
got-
of
yeah.
the Contender.
Yeah, so
Gomez, yeah.
he.
That was
right.
He was.
He knocked
That's
him
what I
out.
was thinking. It
Yeah.
would have been because he was the lightest guy on the Contender, because the Contender was kind of like
Yeah.
junior middleweight, and
Yeah.
Gomez is really a welterweight. Yeah,
And
and I
he-
know.
Who'd Gomez have the good fight with? Not in a few years ago here. He came in and looked pretty good. I don't know if he won
He
or
beat
not.
Yoshihiro Kamagai a couple years ago at Fantasy Springs
Yeah.
in India, and I thought he did okay against Canelo for a few rounds.
Yeah.
You know, Canelo was still developing. This was some years ago. I don't even know if Gomez is still fighting.
Okay.
But
so,
we're talking about Miguel Cotto. When Miguel Cotto was at his absolute peak, like 2007 and early 2008. I think early 2008, Cotto fought Gomez and just dominated him.
Yeah.
Dropped him with the jab and just outboxed him and beat him up and stopped him. And it looked like he wasn't even trying. That's Cotto at his best.
okay, I got a few questions for you because we need to keep your brain sharp here.
Thank you.
And I'm having trouble reading the questions, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you the date
Suckers.
and where it happened, okay? There were 2 fights on that card that you would know of. September 2nd, 2000 in El Paso.
Uh-huh.
Both knockouts, both guys who won You know all four fighters.
Okay. But this is
Yeah,
September 2nd.
Yeah, 2000.
The year 2000.
Yeah.
In El Paso.
Yeah.
2000. Going back 17
Okay.
years, huh?
I mean, both these guys, all four of the guys have been in a lot of fights.
Oh yeah.
Okay, one of them was in maybe the best fight you ever saw,
He was in one of the best fights I've ever seen.
and won.
This is 2000. Who fought in El Paso in 2000? Did Oscar De La Hoya fight in El Paso? Didn't he fight in the Sun Bowl?
Oh, he did fight in El Paso.
Yeah, but you know that was
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah,
that was
different.
that was like 97 or 98 or something like that.
I want to try to keep.
The year 2000, El Paso. Boy, who the hell? And this was like a double header?
Well,
talking
I mean, these two guys, I'm not sure, but
These are two well-known fighters.
they
who
could
fought
have
each
both
other.
been on this if it was on TV, which it probably was.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
So
some.
give me
big
a
names.
weight class, because I'm not the date alone, the date and
Yeah.
location
Okay.
alone.
Well, both of them were like, junior lightweights, maybe lightweight. One guy had a lot of tattoos. That's strange. And one of the
that's not
guys.
weird anymore.
I know.
Right?
But okay, one of the guys who won KO3,
Yeah.
he was in maybe the fight of all time,
Huh.
and he died later on.
You talking about Diego Corrales?
Yeah,
Diego Corrales fought in El Paso in 2000?
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And
okay.
the other fight,
the guy that he fought, was he another tattoo dude?
he was the tattooed. I mean, he had
Oh.
way more.
Oh, well, yeah, because Chico Corrales had a lot of tattoos. So
Yeah.
you're talking about Diego Corrales against Angel Manfredi.
Yeah, right.
That was a 3-round fight. Yeah.
Right, okay.
That was in El Paso.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was on HBO. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And, who was-
And Manfredi trained in Big Bear with a guy named Juanito Ibarra, and Big Bear was the wrong place for Manfredi.
did he get in trouble?
No, that was the thing. You bring him up there so he doesn't get in trouble, but the altitude really messed with him. It was like he was sick the whole time. But he sparred with a couple fighters who were amateurs that I got to know, and I followed their entire careers. And one of them, trained by Rudy Hernandez, was Jose Armando Santa Cruz, the older brother of Leo Santa Cruz, current featherweight champ. That's when I first met him. Got his
Okay,
story.
and who was in the other fight?
The other fight.
Tijuana legend.
Tijuana legend. In 2000.
His dad owned the gym.
Yeah, so this has got to be Eric Morales.
Right.
Okay. So he fought in the co-feature to the
Yeah,
to
and the other
Corrales Manfredi?
fighter was someone that
you-
Tom Loeffler was involved with.
Kevin Kelly.
Right.
All right. Eric Morales, Kevin Kelly, and I think Morales stopped him in 7 rounds.
Exactly.
Bam! Bam! All up in your faces.
Hey, that is good.
There you go.
We got to keep you sharp.
That was a while ago.
Hey,
Actually,
that is good.
I wasn't there. I didn't cover that fight, but I covered some of the fighters, their training, if they trained around here.
Wow.
So yeah, and I covered Corrales pretty closely, and I
Yeah.
covered Manfredi was really a Chicago Midwest area guy, but if they came out here to train, I would go and visit them. And I remember I visited Manfredi, and we did some video for Max Boxing, or it might have been House of Boxing at this time. I think it was
Yeah.
House of Boxing. Yeah, it was, because it was in 2000. Yeah.
Wow.
So we visited his training camp, Gary Randall and I, and it was Manfredi he was working hard, but you could tell like he wasn't used to the atmosphere up there.
Yeah.
He wasn't used to the environment, and it made him physically ill.
Okay, I have one here. I'm going to give you the date. Today's date, September 3rd, 1988. Atlantic City wins IBF super lightweight title.
Atlantic City. Today's date, 1988.
Yeah.
Wins the IBF. Which title?
IBF super lightweight title.
IBF is junior welterweight. They don't call it super. Super lightweight, really? Like 140 pounds you're talking about?
Yeah.
IBF 88. Okay. Is one of the participants? Is he a good trainer now?
Yep.
An excellent trainer?
Yep.
That would be Buddy McGirt.
Right.
And the title changed hands to Meldrick Taylor.
Right.
All right. Did I get it?
You're always right, Dougie.
No, I'm not always
Okay,
right.
but what?
All right.
That was with no prompting, and how did it end?
It ended in the 12th round. 12th round TKO victory for Meldrick Taylor.
Wow.
It was pretty good.
We
obviously.
Hey,
You got a lot faster hands than I've got.
even though
even now, I don't know how healthy Taylor is, but I bet you he can get up and throw 100 punches in a couple seconds.
wow, that is good. Okay,
Buddy McGirt has done well for himself as a trainer. Yeah.
and what's his premier training job? It's easy. It's easy.
Is the
one
best
fight
job that he did?
I mean,
of course, training Antonio Tarver to knock out Roy Jones Jr.
Right, and practicing that punch.
That's that overhand
That
left
punch
over and over again. Yeah.
And they knew it.
They
I mean,
did.
it worked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the funny thing is when Buddy was still fighting and Roy Jones was coming up and had a lot of hype around him, obviously, Buddy McGirt would often tell boxing writers, "I can beat this guy."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Buddy, no, you can't. You're too small." And he's like, "No, I'm saying I know how to beat him."
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
Okay, you're just jealous or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, I can see it. I'm too small and I'm too old, but I'm saying I can beat that." It was funny. I used to hear that with old fighters, old retired fighters who were in like the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions. Do you remember a guy named Jesse Burnett?
I do.
Remember Jesse Burnett, a light heavyweight contender? He used to tell me the same thing. He'd be like, "I'm looking at Jones and I see it. I believe I can beat him." And I'm like, "Jesse, you haven't been in the ring for 20 years. He's like, "No, I know, but I know how to do it." And it's pretty awesome that McGirt had a fighter who was talented enough and willing enough to go in there and go for it and put into practice that game plan.
It worked. It was shocking.
I was there.
Shocking.
For that. Wow. Let me tell you something. That was so shocking. So I had I had like a radio interview that was scheduled right after the fight. And this is before cell phones were, as good as they are now and as popular. So I went to the media center right after the fight to conduct this interview. And after I'm on the phone for like half an hour, right?
Do you have it?
Yeah,
You got it back?
We're live now. Yeah.
Okay, we got it. Okay, I got some more questions.
You got more questions for me?
Yeah, I just goofed. My fingers.
Dave goofed, and these people are a witness to it.
No, and it's their fault. It is it's totally your fault. I mean, the audience is not supposed to talk and interrupt the talent.
We were quiet.
Yeah. So, anyway,
It happens.
They're in the zone.
we'll give you one more. Are you okay, Alan?
I just learned something. When you're 56, maybe you shouldn't run sprints upstairs when it's 93 degrees.
The last time I saw you like this is when you ran a 400 meter and you collapsed for 2 hours. Remember
I only
that?
collapsed for a half hour.
Oh, okay, good.
Let the
Okay,
record
so
show.
Dougie, that was my fault. I don't know what happened, but it was sort of a senior moment or something.
What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about Buddy McGirt.
Yeah.
Believing he could beat Roy Jones back when he was a fighter, knowing that he was too old and too small to do it, but saying, "Hey, I know how to beat this guy," and how amazing it is that years later he got a fighter who was talented enough, skilled enough, and ballsy enough, and Antonio Tarver, to actually put that game plan into play and see it to fruition. It's amazing.
And did you go to Tarver's training camp?
No.
Steve Kim did.
Maybe he did. Yeah.
No, he
maybe.
did for sure.
Yeah, he did because he saw them working
on that
over
punch.
and over again. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so here I have one. Okay, the same date today, September 3rd, 2005, in Germany. This guy retained his super middleweight title against an American.
Oh yeah, in Germany.
Yeah.
This is 2005.
Yeah, 12-round decision. And you know both guys, especially the American guy, who was sort of a, sort of attractive guy here from the East Coast. Germany.
So the title was The title fight took place in Germany.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the first name of one of the guys. You want to do that?
Well, no. Let me tell you who
Okay.
the defending title holder was.
Yeah.
The defending title holder would have either been.
WBC super middleweight title.
So was the defending title holder Marcus Beyer?
Yeah.
Bayer.
Yeah.
Beyer.
Exactly.
Okay. And he defended it via decision against an American.
Yeah.
And you say he was a contender. And
He was okay. I mean, he was
you
good.
you said he was like a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he was
From
like
the East Coast?
he was sort of like a matinee idol kind of guy, and
But was he like a legit contender? I mean,
He
was
was
he
good.
was he like
no, he
really
was,
ranked?
He was good. I mean, he
was a
wasn't
super
good
middleweight?
like he wasn't great, but he was good. And he was on TV a lot of times.
On HBO? Or like on
I can't
ESPN?
remember. I know he was on ESPN a lot. I don't remember about HBO or not, but he was. I mean, he's a name.
Never won a title himself?
I don't, and he made a few comebacks and.
Really? Who the hell could this be? Tell me what region? I mean, tell me. Do you know what town he was from?
I just
What
can't
state?
I can't remember, but if I had to just wild guess, I might say Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But he had, he didn't have an American name.
Oh.
Had like a Middle Eastern name.
Oh, okay. Was it Omar Shika?
Yeah,
Omar Shika. Yeah.
yeah. Where was he
He
from?
kind of looked like an actor. No, he was from New Jersey.
Oh, okay, New Jersey.
And Omar Shika, he was a legit contender. And if I recall, he challenged for a super middleweight title like 4 times. Came up short. One of those guys,
Yeah.
kind of just like.
But he was good.
Good enough to get to the big dance because he fought Jeff Lacey. No, he fought Lacey. I think he fought Joe Calzaghe. When Joe Calzaghe was at his best, really, before Joe Calzaghe was really known, and he fought Bayer, and I think he fought somebody else for a title as well. Omar Shika, okay, that was a tough one. Yeah, because
You got it, though.
Bayer,
Yeah.
Bayer is he's a bit obscure.
Yeah,
But probably popular in Germany.
yeah.
And then Shika, he was out of Jersey, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Good interview, and he was a good-looking guy.
He sort of reminded me
kind
of.
of looked like an actor. Yeah, he could
He
be
reminded me of
character actor.
Vinny.
Yeah,
You know our friend Vinny?
yeah.
What's Vinny's
Caruso?
last name? Yeah, Vinny Caruso.
Yeah, you get a little bit of that.
What's his name now?
I don't know.
He keeps changing his name.
Yeah, well,
So what's Vinny?
I'm sure he's got his reasons.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is. He's
What's
a great
Vinny?
guy.
What's Vinny Caruso's claim to fame?
Slugfest with Steve Kim at the Renner Rack.
No, his claim to fame was.
He went out with Jackie
No,
Kalin?
no.
Yes, I might be the claim to shame.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Boy, what
no,
a mean-
his
what a mean Periscope.
his association with Barrera.
Oh yeah, he was Team Barrera. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was every place.
He was, yeah. He was like a man, and he was a guy who knew about Ricky Hatton before anybody in America knew about Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
And when sometimes Ricky Hatton would come and visit the States, he would be in town for like big Barrera fights at the
Yeah.
MGM. And I remember Vince introducing us. Like I knew who Ricky Hatton was, but literally this is like when Ricky Hatton was maybe the only time he was fighting on U.S. television was like on Showbox against nobody. Like
Yeah.
our guys who were way past their prime, like Freddie Pendleton. So yeah, he was. Vince Caruso was a boxing guy.
Showbox, the new generation.
Yeah, Showbox when it first started.
Hey, they've done a great job.
They've done an amazing
That-
job. They've been really good for boxing.
When you think about how many of those guys became champs and big names.
So many.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even mention them all.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So okay, this is
Those
gonna.
developmental series are very important.
They're good.
They're so
They're
important
really
to the
good.
sport.
So this is, I think that Golden Boy needs to tighten up their streaming.
Yeah.
They need to maybe consult with Thompson Boxing to see how to do it,
Yeah.
because I mean they goofed up this week too, and
It was wonky.
You know-
the stream, the LA Fight Club stream was wonky.
oh,
Because I watched it. I put it on through live stream, And live stream is separate. It's not. It's got nothing to do with Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying?
No, I did both of them, but it was hard to get it.
But see, it didn't start on time on Ring TV, so that's why I went into my email, and you know how they give you a notification,
right.
Live stream, your fight is starting now. So I clicked on that, and I went straight to the live stream site, and I watched a fight. I forget which one, but oh, it was the Brazilian. The Brazilian, he looked good. The Brazilian knocked a dude out, and then right after the Brazilian's fight, Everton Lopez, it was like he got caught in an infinite loop. Like it was like, you know, like 2 minutes worth of commentary from Beto and Steve after the fight, and then it kept starting over and over again. And I let it play out for like 15 minutes, and then I was like, okay, let me check back on ringtv.com, and then the stream was working on ringtv.com, and then it was fine, and I watched the main event with Manny Robles Jr. Or maybe he's going by Manny Robles III. Whichever. He's a good featherweight
How old
prospect.
is he?
He's young. He's in early 20s.
And how old's his dad?
His dad's my age.
Yeah.
Dad's my age. Maybe a year older, maybe a year younger, but we're
So,
about the same
so
age.
could I ask you a personal
And I remember his father.
Could I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
How come you lie about your age on your Twitter?
Oh no, I changed it.
When did you change it?
Like last night.
Oh, last night?
Yeah, or I changed it on Instagram. No, I think I changed it on Twitter. Yeah, it says 47 now. But I was thinking about from this point on, every year making myself younger. You know,
Take off a year.
Just go back. Yeah.
Hey, is that hilarious how Steve Kim changes his Twitter name every
I love
hour?
it. He's
and
good.
They're all
clever too.
They're oh my God, this one was incredible.
Yeah, Steve Kimma guy,
Yeah.
StubHub Steve. Yeah, I like it.
But it all happened because of that thing with
his altercation
with Diaz.
it wasn't altercation,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's a little
misunderstanding.
misunderstanding. Very good with Tim Bradley at the Rock Gym, which by the way is no more. The Rock Gym in Carson, the boxing program, the boxing part of it, I think it's moved. Or at least maybe Manny Robles, the trainer, he's taken his stable to a new facility, and I forget. It's new there. It just opened. I forget the name of the town it's in.
So here's another.
I can't
thing.
remember, but I hear it's really awesome. They were talking about it. Beto and Steve were talking about it.
I was. They had too much free time this time. It just,
it was
somehow,
only 4 fights. Yeah,
it didn't work. There's too much time in between, and.
I think Golden Boy right now, just they have their hands really full with preparing for the Canelo Golovkin fight, and just everything that's tied in with that. It's kind of like it's crunch time with them. So it's like, oh right, there's an LA Fight Club show.
Yeah.
Wait, that's this week? What day is it? It's Thursday. Holy crap! Are we doing the weigh-ins? What's going on? Like, you know, like they're just scrambling around.
So here's another thought I had. I was listening to the 3 knockdowns.
It's still great that, like Showbox, a developmental series is so important. And speaking of developmental series, I got to give a shout out to Thompson Boxing. Their show, their regular monthly show that they do from the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario, they have developed their latest world champion in Roman. What's his name? God dang it. The sun has cooked my brain, Dave.
Yeah, that's okay.
Gosh, what's his name?
Yeah, but she answered all the questions.
Manny Roman? Roman. He traveled to Japan and won the WBA's regular title at 122 pounds. Congratulations to him. Sorry, I'm spacing out on your name, but he's another champion developed from the ground up, grassroots level by Thompson Boxing. They did it with Tim Bradley. They did it with Yanni Perez at bantamweight. They also developed Josecito Lopez into a contender and a money fighter. So they know what they're doing.
So I was watching the 3 knockdown rule.
Yeah.
And Mario Lopez was talking. He said, "Well, I just got a tweet from Dana White that we did 6.5 million." So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
And then I got
a
call from Oscar saying, "Hey, retweet my tweet."
Yeah, he just
says "fuck them."
Yeah, Oscar. So how many?
That was before,
how many
obviously. Oscar's FU call happened before Dana's call.
You know, hey Oscar, if you're watching this, and I know you are, you got to call me, contact me. We got to sit down. Really, I'm going to teach you how to take the high road.
It's the best.
I mean, you're so smart. You're so great with people. You're really incredible. But you got to go the
successful.
opposite way. You got to take the high road no matter what it is. I mean, if it kills you to do it, you got to fake it.
Right.
So if you just sit down with me because it's not becoming, it doesn't help you. I don't think it hurts you the way everyone said it's going to hurt all this. I don't think it means anything.
Who
but
the hell's
just,
saying that?
just, it was all over.
But who's saying that, really?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this was really bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's an FU tweet. You know, it's social media. It happens.
Yeah, but I think
The fight's going to be just fine. Doesn't hurt the fight. Doesn't hurt
no, the fight's going to do great. And I mean, he should be kissing them, not battering them, because it helps so much.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, there's some bad blood there. I wonder why.
well, it's okay.
It is okay.
I mean, actually,
It's awesome.
I hate to even say his name, you know, Mayweather, but he did a good job.
Did he?
He did a great job.
At what?
You're
That's
so-
the dumbest thing in the world, David.
You know,
Sorry.
you're
He
so-
did a great job at what? Beating Conor McGregor?
No, the way he did it,
Oh, that-
the way he planned it out, he was smart.
Okay.
Why do
okay.
you
That's
hate
great
it?
business. We all knew that.
You know, I'm gonna have
You got
to.
the two biggest guys. You got the biggest attraction in MMA, the UFC star, obviously. And you got, yeah, obviously it was gonna there's curiosity. Of course that was gonna be a casual fan, boxing fan, a casual MMA fan, a general sports fan attraction. And it was. And okay, give everybody involved a pat on the back, which we were doing before the fight happened. But
But you know
did a great
something?
job in knocking out Conor McGregor.
Okay, we'll
Come
talk this
on.
week because you need some counseling also.
No, I don't.
You do.
I'm the only person who doesn't need counseling.
you
everybody,
need it.
everybody patting him on the back for knocking out a guy making his pro debut. They need
Okay,
counseling.
what if he knocked him out?
Why do we need to pat Mayweather on the back so much, though? Really? Like why?
I think he did a great job.
But
I mean,
haven't we done it enough?
But he helps everybody on this.
Does he? He helps everybody.
Yeah, he does. He helps boxing.
Okay.
He helps the whole perception. I mean, it was a good show. Everyone was happy. I don't love him. You know, I saw him when he fought Corrales. I only saw him fight live
Yeah,
once.
I had no
And he was
problem
good.
with him then.
He was very good.
Well, I didn't have any criticism.
You know,
about
what
him back
happened
then.
is he just got carried away, but he's still going to go broke. And still, Floyd, I know
I
you're...
don't even get personal. I don't care what he does in his personal life. I don't care about the money. Just as a fighter, he bores me.
Okay, let me ask
The
you this.
build up to his fights are boring and trite and just cliche and just base. The fights themselves, they're just void of any kind of real drama. Now people say, well, there was some drama this time. Yeah, because it was a fixed fight. He was carrying him. So he made it interesting,
was
but that's
fine.
not real. And then afterwards it's boring. Everything about it, boring, boring, boring. Before, during, and after, boring.
So would you mind if I talked to him personally about his finances?
Oh, Mayweather?
Yeah.
Be my guest.
I could
I'm sure
help.
he'll listen.
Who knows? I mean, sometimes it's someone you don't know
Yeah,
from,
it's
you know,
true.
like some obscure guy that can help you.
Don't tell him you know me.
If you, if
You're good.
I don't
he
think-
might listen.
you know something,
Yeah.
I don't think he knows who you are.
Really?
Yeah.
I guarantee you
No.
he knows who I am.
No, he doesn't.
I guarantee you he knows who I am. I guarantee he knew who I was. He knew who I was before anyone knew who he was.
You know something? You're delusionary.
I'm not delusional.
He doesn't know who you
He
are.
does.
I know he doesn't.
He
It's a fact.
listen. He's tried to have me and Kim removed from his fight. So obviously he knows who the hell we are. And it wasn't his PR people. It wasn't Leonard Ellerby. It was
Yeah.
him directly. And they've told me that.
So do you
The
take that?
people who tried to have our credentials yanked told us. You know of this person. The PR person let us know. She used to work for Dan Goosen,
Yeah.
who promoted this fight in particular.
Yeah.
He personally,
Yeah.
so he knows.
Is that a
He
compliment?
definitely. Yeah.
That is.
Obviously, yeah. Probably, I guess.
So maybe I'll sit
But
down.
we didn't care either way, and you know what?
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay wouldn't let him do it. Shouts out to Scott Gertner.
Okay, so what I'll do is maybe I'll meet with you and Oscar together,
Yeah.
and we'll talk.
And what? And talk about what?
The high road.
Taking the high road?
Yeah, it's okay.
That's boring.
Anyway,
the high
this-
road can be very boring. I mean,
So I am so.
I'm okay. You know what? I'm okay with Oscar dropping an F-bomb on that.
No, I'm okay too.
It's like,
But-
he usually takes the high road. I don't think. I mean, what are we, monks? Are we in Tibet somewhere? we can't all be Keith Thurman. I mean, that's a special individual.
Or-
Most
or-
of us,
or
we're
Tom
human.
Loeffler.
Yeah, we can't all be Tom Loeffler. Yeah, we can't.
We'd like
you
to
know.
be though, wouldn't we?
It would be great. Yeah, you know, it'd probably, you know,
But
help
you-
your blood pressure out a little bit.
You know, when we were talking about his driving,
Yeah.
it seems to me he's an aggressive
Oh
driver.
yeah. That's he saves it all for the. A lot of people are like that. A lot of
Yeah.
people who were just like perfect out, they get behind the wheel, they become maniac monsters. Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
I have one, but it's after all this. It's
no
like,
good?
We don't need.
Oh,
no, it's
okay.
okay. It's no.
Wow.
Anyway,
This
you
is more
answered all the
entertaining.
questions. You were great.
Dude, what were you most impressed by? Which answer? Super
I
middleweight fight?
no, a
I'm
couple of
impressed with
them.
myself.
I
for
do.
that. But I needed help with it. I needed hints. I couldn't just get it. Yeah, which.
Okay,
Because honestly I forgot that Marcus Bayer ever existed.
Yeah, that was
And
real
Sheikah's
good.
kind of a blast from the
Yeah.
past too. And you
Yeah.
threw me off. You're like, you say he was kind of like a good-looking guy, and I'm thinking like somebody who's in the Contender, like a guy who looks like they could do movies, but they're really not
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Sheikah really was
Yeah,
good.
he was good.
Yeah, he
Remember
was
when
good
he
enough to
came
get
up?
to the big dance like at least 3 times. I'm thinking 4 times.
What was his coming out fight?
I don't know.
It was on TV, and I can't.
He was more of a basic cable.
Yeah.
He's more of an ESPN guy.
But he fought a guy who was also rising, and I
And
think
he
he knocked him
knocked him out,
out. and I
yeah.
can't remember who it was.
I don't remember.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you passed. You got a good grade this time.
Yeah.
You did
Not
good.
100%,
So I'm
yeah.
sure that by next week your back will be better.
I hope so.
Yeah, but the best is just take it easy.
Yeah, yeah. Now we'll be able to do some sprints next week, definitely. Definitely. I miss skipping rope because the sun's gone
Yeah.
right now. Right now it's be perfect
Yeah.
to skip rope because it's hot and you're going to sweat a lot, but you're not getting killed by the sun. That sun. We were standing under it a long
Yeah.
time with Loeffler.
Yeah, we
Loeffler's
were.
immune to it because he's some kind of
Yeah.
superhuman. But I was like, man, we need to get out of here because we're not realizing
Yeah.
that we've been in the sun this long. And it's,
Anyway, Dougie.
it's detrimental to your health.
We thank JP for coming.
He's the best.
He knows
He's
his stuff.
One of the best
He's flying-
handicappers that I know of.
He's flying up to Vegas this
I
week.
respect him. He puts his money where his mouth is. Everybody gets so into picking fights and
Yeah.
all this. Oh, so and so's gonna win, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
you're so sure. Put your money behind it, because everything changes when you do that. Put your money behind it. You ain't so sure no more. The same matchup that you're screaming, oh, it's a sure thing. There's no
Yeah.
way he's gonna lose. My guy's gonna crush your guy. Yada
Yeah.
yada. Put your money on it. You start sweating bullets before
Yeah.
and during the fight.
And you can't enjoy the fight this time.
No, I don't know why people do it.
No, it
It's just-
ruins
You
it.
got to be nuts.
It ruins it.
Everyone's a little bit crazy. That's where JP's crazy because he's like the coolest cat
He's smart.
in everywhere else. But when he puts his money on a fight and he's watching that fight, he's a maniac.
So I was betting.
we gotta film it one of these days.
So I was
because he still
talking-
gets crazy, right?
Oh,
JP, or is he toned it down?
No.
Fatherhood
during
hasn't
the
mellowed him out good.
during the fight he goes bananas.
Bananas, good.
But,
I like
mean,
that.
he was jumping on tables and
I've seen
and then
it
the
all.
second it's over, it's like it never happened.
Yeah,
And so we have our friend Dean Familton,
great boxing mind right there.
really
Great guy.
good. So he was telling me he had the biggest bet he ever made. And
Yeah.
he does them through JP. Was on Mayweather. He bet $100,
Yeah.
which is his biggest bet ever. So he bets 10s
Could've
and
put
20s. Okay, and this is how much he's gathered up. Just betting 10s and 20s on every fight.
Oh yeah,
He has over $4,000 in the account.
really? So he has an
That's-
account that he just puts
Yeah.
betting money.
No, that JP keeps for him.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, and just betting 10s and 20s.
all these years,
Yeah, he has over $4,000 in the account, so he doesn't lose
That's pretty
very
cool.
often. Yeah.
He's smart about it.
But I remembered when I used to do that.
Dean's
and-
not an addict, in other words.
No, not at all. He's got some control. But I remember
It's hard though.
when I used to do it, and
Yeah.
I got real lucky, and I had a lot of money in this account just from betting. You know, it's
Yeah.
all winning.
Right.
So when Amir Khan fought Prescott, and so it was like I got the money
I didn't
there,
like that matchup.
and so I laid $2,500 to win $200 because the money's there and I can't lose.
You looked at it as an investment, like you couldn't
Yeah.
lose. Everybody can lose.
First round knockout.
You know what I didn't like about that fight? If Prescott was nobody, it wasn't that he had a high knockout ratio, although that was a big part of the equation of him being a threat. It's his arms were so long. I was thinking, Amir Khan is a speed demon he's real rangy, and he can keep everybody right out here. And I said, this Colombian dude, who I've never seen, I just looked at him, even at the weigh-in, I'm like, he's big, but he's rangy, he's got these long arms. And most Colombians, the guys that get out of Colombia and fight other places and kind of make a name for themselves, more often than not, they're sluggers. And by slugging, I mean not just punching. They're throwing that. I'm thinking this dude can come over the top and land
And he did.
on Khan. And Khan's chin
All
was
over.
already questionable. I'm not saying that I called the upset. I did not. I'm not saying that at all.
But
I'm just
everyone
saying-
said they did.
But I'm saying, of course, everyone.
Everyone said,
Everyone
they knew
calls
he was going to knock him
everything,
out.
yeah. And
Oh,
everyone
well.
was there too at a great fight. Everybody was at
Yeah.
Corrales Castillo one. Like, really?
All
Because there was a
3,000
lot
people.
of empty seats there. I don't know, bro. But yeah, whatever. But that's normal. But yeah, that fight made me nervous. So man, you took a bath on that one.
Yeah.
Was that your last bet in a long time?
No, because then the rest of the money somehow evaporated because
Oh, okay.
that was it.
all right.
So anyway, it's great seeing you, Dougie. You did incredibly well.
Thank you. I
And,
feel weird coming here and not running or skipping rope.
Yeah.
Next
Maybe
week,
next week
absolutely.
you'll be ready next
No,
week.
absolutely. No
So
matter
what do you have to tell everyone, Dougie?
Oh man, drive like you just won the lottery. Give yourself time. That's the most important thing. Give yourself time so that you're not in a rush, and realize that there's a lot of people we share the roads with who they don't have it together enough to give themselves time. So whenever they get behind the wheel, they're in a rush, and when they're in a rush, not only do they distract themselves with their phone and with music and with whoever they're talking to, but they take more risks, they take more chances than they normally would because they're late or they feel that they're late. So it's a yellow light, they race right through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna make a left turn and there's cars coming. They think they have a bigger window than they really do, and they take those chances, and we share the road with these folks, so we can't all be maniacs out there. So you be like Tom Loeffler and keep a cool head, and always take the high road, unlike Oscar De La Hoya and yours truly when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, I guess. Although honestly, I don't think I rip him that hard. I just don't partake in the ass kissing, but it's all good. Love everybody. Eat well, eat small meals, eat healthy, drink lots of water in this heat, get your rest, be safe behind that wheel, but most importantly, take the high road.
Thanks, Dougie. We'll see you next week.
Anytime.
If you can turn it off, I don't know how.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's just like yours.
I do know. I'm just